my coffee cup looks so dirty. You know why? Because this is my dirty little secret. Are you ready for my dirty little secret? That since time immemorable, ever since I've started picking up using something I call a coffee cup, I have never washed my coffee cup. So it looks damn bloody dirty. You know why don't I wash my coffee cup? You may ask me. I drink like 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day, and if I have to keep washing every single time in between, like it's kind of hassle. So I end up and like over the past as many years as I can think back, I have never washed my coffee cup. So I'm sorry. It looks dirty and grimy and disgusting, huh? Because it is. 안녕하세요 여러분들. 좋은 아침이에요. I just woke up, yeah, and just showered. As you can see, my hair is all wet. That's why I'm streaming from home, and that's not the whole reason. Look at what I was like. Whoa, man, you can barely open your eyes, right? Wow, so bright. You know, today is a laser sunlight. Laser sunlight. No going out. No going out. Laser sunlight is bad day. And good morning, Andy. You welcome. Josebo. Oh, I really love to stream from home. To be honest, so carefree, so relaxed, streaming from home, in the comfort of my own home, like away from people. Alright, right now I'm in that phase of life where, you know, like my life phases, right, all the time, what I call seasons. I mean, the season of my life right now, again, this season kind of like cycles throughout my life, where I just want to stay away from people. Oh, there are seasons where I love to be with people, that I love to be out discovering and making friends. And then after that season pass, I come into a season where I just want to avoid everybody and I just want to stay at home. Yeah, and as you guys have witnessed over the past 142 episodes, I went from my sociable season to right now of my very solitude season. I understand that this is me. Understand this is natural me. Understand that my life flows in seasons and I just flow with it, you know. My wife understands this very well. She see, oh, I'm in this season, I'm in that season. She understands this so well. I don't fight it, you know. Why? Because there's never a reason for me to fight it, you know. I don't have to force myself to go to school or go to work. I don't have to force myself to meet anybody. So I just flow with my tendencies, just like a ghost. Yeah, just like a mindless ghost. How is your week so far? Prumok입니다. Prumok입니다. Oh, pronunciation. 프로목입니다. 프로목입니다. 아니야. 프로목입니다. It's Fire Thursday. What is Fire Thursday? Now, in Korea, Friday nights are like sacred, you know. We call it Prugum, Fire Fridays. But it's Friday night where we hang out with friends, have chicken and beer, basically have a good time. But in recent years, Friday night has devolved to become a night of company dinners, team dinners. So it become a work thing. As such, people has kind of moved that forward one day to promote. That means Fire Thursday. So on Thursday night, we treat it as the end of the week, and then we party with friends, and then Friday night is for all that official company dinner bullshit, 会식, yeah. So that's the origin of Prumok, you know, Prumok and Prukem, right? So Prumok, 오늘은 Prumok입니다. 아니야, Prumok입니다. 여러분도 잘 보내시기 바랍니다. And today, after one whole week of weird snowing last last 2 weeks, yeah, here in Istanbul. Right now the temperature is coming up back up again. Today it's about 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, 10 degrees Celsius and laser light sunlight. Oh, looking at the sun. I knew I was in trouble when this morning, I just woke up where I can see my hair is still wet. I can literally see sun shining through my curtain. Okay, and my curtain is quite opaque. And then I realized, oh shit, today is that kind of a day. At that time, I knew I'm gonna be at home, so I slept some more. So I just woke up. I really love to stream from home. In fact, if you watch live streams often, right? See, most live streamers they live stream from home in one corner of home. They don't live stream in other places like I do. No, I live stream here and there and everywhere. Yeah, it's actually really hard to go out there and live stream here and there and everywhere, and especially for a super introvert like myself who first and foremost don't fancy going out much. Okay. Wow, I've been talking so much. Nobody's talking. Nobody's chit-chatting. Nobody's responding to anything I say. Yeah. If that's the case, I'm gonna end it. Yeah, because this is a chit-chat program. Nobody's chit-chatting with Limpeh. Limpeh is bored and now go do other things. Oh, I need to cut here a little bit to make this straight. You see, this is coming diagonal a little bit. So it has to. I'm gonna cut here, make this straight. Otherwise, it becomes a canopy. It looks very idiotic like this. You got to be straight like this. Oh, really? Nobody's responding. Nobody's chit-chatting. Nobody's chit-chatting, huh? Oh, 심심해. 지루해. I've talked so much for 7 minutes and nobody responds anything. No response. Oh, 심심해. 심심하잖아. Andy. Why no response, Andy? Oh, good morning, Kim Teo. I've been talking alone now. I've been doing this monologue for like the past 7 minutes and nobody responds to me, nobody at all. So sad, Talk about so many interesting things. Nobody, no response, no chit-chat. No chit-chat. Was like kind of really just wanting to just end this. So boring. Since when I'm talking, nobody wants to respond. So I'm not gonna talk. You guys do the talking. You guys do the talking. I'm not gonna talk. You guys do the talking and then I'll do the responding. Andy, working and listening. There's nothing to listen, Andy. This is a chit-chat program, not a listening program. It's not a talk show, Oh, Wee Chong Yi. Hi, welcome to my live stream. Wow, new name. Oh, I'm always so excited to see new names. Welcome. And where you plan to live after Istanbul? I have no plans. I didn't even plan to be here in Istanbul. I don't plan anything in life. I just flow with life like a ghost. I never even planned to be here in Istanbul in the first place. Okay, coming to Istanbul was a one-day decision. Okay, so there was no planning. That is how everything in my life worked. No planning. To me, moving countries is no different from taking a metro and going downtown. You don't need to plan for that, right? You don't plan to go to Orchard Road, right? Just like that, I don't plan to move countries. I don't need to. When I feel like today, I have to do it. Tomorrow, I'll be there. It's that simple. So when life is this simple, right, there's no planning needed, no? What's there to plan? What's there to pack up? I have only one suitcase of stuff, 8 pieces of clothing, one pair of shoes, one pair of jeans. There's nothing to pack. There's nothing to bring. Everything I am is just one suitcase, not even 2 suitcases. I know a lot of people, right? I can't believe this, no. I see a lot of people go for 1 week travels with 2 suitcases. 1 week, 2 suitcases. My goodness, I've been traveling for 20 years on 1 suitcase. 1 suitcase, 20 years. And I came to Istanbul with that same one One suitcase, not even two, not even big one, just average one. Oh, Andy, you hit the like button. Andy, more than hitting the like button, I rather people chat with me. This is the live chat program. Right? If you don't chat with me, then it becomes very boring. Huh? More than hitting the like button, guys, respond to what I say. Let's have a la kopi. You know, this is most of you are Singaporeans here. Where is E? Where are you watching from? Can't assume, because this name can be quite common anywhere in the world. Where are you watching from, Yi? Kim Tier, have you fixed the gas leak? Yep, we found the cause. That's why you see my energy is returning very quickly, and feeling much more comfortable at home. And I've not had an allergy outbreak this week, which is very very rare. You know, like ever since I recovered from COVID, right? Every week I have a major allergy outbreak. You know, boils and stuff. But this week, no. Wow. 왜 그래? 나 진짜 몰라. Wee Chung Yi, I'm from Malaysia. There you go, you see. Not everybody's from Singapore. Welcome Malaysia. Welcome to Istanbul. It's a 10 degrees Celsius here in Istanbul today. Sun is actually very strong. Don't let this shit lie to you, no. When I woke up, the sun was laser-like, okay? That's why today I'm streaming from home. When I woke up this morning, I literally saw the sun punch through my quite opaque curtains. Just how strong the sun is. Like, wow, this kind of weather. So I closed my curtains. I went back to sleep, and I just woke up like 15 minutes ago. You see, my hair is still wet. I shower every morning. If you don't shower, you feel like you've never woken up. You know. So I showered. His hair is still kind of wet, and decided to just do this from home. You know, I really love to stream from home. Ordinarily, live streamers stream from home, right? You know, I'm doing something very extraordinarily here, you know, so don't expect extraordinary places every day, yeah? It's not easy. Mr. Yi, I'm watching your YouTube video in 2019. Whoa, before I visit Seoul. Oh, wow, I'm glad. I hope it has been, I hope it helped you to, especially where to stay and stuff like that. I hope it helped you. But of course, you know, like, the landscape right now in Seoul is very different. Ever since 2020, things have been very different in Seoul. Myeongdong is nothing like it used to. The whole central focus and the whole things are different right now. I don't think this is a great time to go to Seoul. I don't know, man. Like, so sad. Like, Korea just destroyed its own tourism industry for no reason. For absolutely no reason, because right now the COVID case is historical high as well. What's the point? Kim Teo, that means your allergy is not due to post-COVID. It's due to the gas leak. You know, I thought about it, and then I Google it. You know, you guys, like, you know, I don't Google for a lot of things, but this one I Google. You know, the kind of what gas leaks do cause allergy in some people, and I googled what it looks like. No, it wasn't like that. Mine wasn't like that. Mine was the typical the kind of typical allergies that I get from eating seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. I'm allergic to every damn thing in the world. I'm allergic to life itself. Or like I said, you know, when I wake up, I get morning flu. I'm still at my morning flu. I sound stuffy, right? Yeah, why? Morning flu is a form of allergy, you know. So basically, when you wake up, you get allergy. Meaning what? You're allergic to life itself. Now, I'm allergic to life itself. I'm allergic to penicillin. I'm allergic to seafood. I'm allergic to cat hair, cat saliva. Both triggers my allergies. Allergic to certain amount of sunlight. Allergic. So many. I can't even finish counting. What else? Whoa. I don't know how I survived 7 years in the military like that. No. I don't know how I survived 7 years in the military, and I'm in the military. I'm not some comfortable back office guy. Okay, I came from the toughest hellholes of the Singapore military. For those who know, who are old enough to know military units of Singapore, because one of my hellhole units, I don't think they exist anymore. I went through suspect, OCS, and NDU. The three hellholes of of uh, of the Singapore military. Actually, four hellholes. One more hellhole. It's either you go to NDU or to go to commandos. I went to NDU. Huh? I was that kind, And I'm allergic to every damn thing. I don't know how I survived 7 years of that. Oh man, I don't know, man. But suffice to say that the me now is a very different me. Like when I think back to my military times, I feels like another person. Doesn't feel like me at all. No, it doesn't even feel like this life. That's why I keep I refer to these periods of my life as lifetimes, because to me, right now my life has absolutely nothing to do with that period of time, and that period of time I'm so different from right now, and I maintain no ties, no connections with those people or places of those period of time. So to me, it's a complete break. And whenever I have a complete break in my life like this, I call it one lifetime is gone. One lifetime is gone. Because it feels like I've lived and died. And then this is another new life, where there is little to nothing to do with those people. Yes, I don't keep contact with any people in my past lifetimes. I mean, I don't even keep contact with my parental family or relatives. So all these are lifetimes that is complete clean cut. So every clean cut, I live life anew from zero, or fresh. Start a new life, start a new, completely new thing. And then after that is done, I cut, I do a new thing. Yeah. So that's how I live my life, May sound very weird to most people who has a very continuous experience of life where you're in touch with everything in your history up to this point. Yeah. Then to you, your life feels like one continuous lifetime, but mine is not like that. I share so much, and again, nobody comment. Yeah. But like Kim Teo, the gas leak may not be the direct cause of the allergies, but it may have messed with my immunity enough for the allergies to keep coming. Maybe. And I'm so glad they are rediscovering me through my live stream. I think one of the main benefits I'm getting from this live stream are people who watched my video from many years ago and rediscovering me again through this live stream, like directly right now, where you used to be watching videos that I made many years ago, that many years ago me, but what is the me now today, you don't know. And this is the window to know who I am right now. Of course, who I am evolves and changes all the time. Right now, this is what I am. I don't know what I'm gonna be. I'm sure as hell 5 years later I'll be unrecognizable from the me today. But why and how, I don't know. I have no plans. I plan nothing in life. Life pushes me in certain ways and I just go with it. Life push, I go. Life pull, I come. Like the wind. 就让往事随风，就随风，都随风，心随你动。Nobody's talking. Kim Tae, you still accumulate all past experience and live in one lifetime. But it's not I accumulate all the past experience, but it's not a continuous experience. Yeah. To me right now, thinking back all these things doesn't feel like one continuous experience. It feels more like a story of someone else's story. Yeah. That's the difference. To me, I don't experience it as one continuous lifetime. I experience it actually when I talk about, like, for example, when I talk about my time in the military, I talk about it as if I'm talking about someone else's story without a strong personal attachment, to be honest. And then when I talk about my time in Japan, right now, I also talk about it like someone else's story, just a story, with, but not a real kind of attached or continuous experience. I don't know how to describe this. Yeah, it's like Kim Teo. If you read a story about someone else, okay, and you talk about that story today, you don't feel like you're that person, but you're talking that story. Yeah, that's how it feels. Mm. Of course, we all accumulate our past experiences, including past life experiences. Everything affects up to this point in time. The only difference when I refer to my experience of those memories and other people is that other people tend to experience those memories as a continuation of this lifetime, this experience of life. But for me, I experience it as many different segments, as many different stories that are more or less mutually exclusive to each other. Yeah, that's why I keep calling them lifetimes, because each segment of my story has little or nothing to do with the previous segment, with none of the characters in the previous segment in this segment. Yes, I leave everybody behind. Yeah, always. I cut and I go, and I start something anew, like completely new. I have been that way for a long time. That's why I have no continuous experience of. I don't have people around me who carry memories of me ever. Whenever I accumulate enough, I don't plan for this, but it always happens this way. That when I accumulate enough people who knows me within like 3 to 5 years, so they know about me or the me over the past 3 or 5 years, I move on to another place and I make a clean cut. I go to somewhere else, nobody knows me, and then again, it's another new life and a new thing starting from complete zero. So that's why I think for most people, your continuous and very, very congruent experience of life, right, is actually due in no small part the people around you carrying your memory and history of who you are all the way to this point. But honestly, if you cut contact with all these people tomorrow, okay, that thing goes away. It's very, I don't know how to explain this properly, but you really have to experience it to know. Try cutting ties with all your relatives and friends and go to another country, even for just 1 year. 1 year is very short. You're going to have a completely different experience of who you are. Completely different. You start to understand that everything you think you are is basically kind of like, if you watch Harry Potter, right? Why that bad guy, what's his name? I forgot his name, can never die is because he has like so like anchors around the world that anchors him. Without this thing, he disappears. This is the same thing. These anchors are your friends and relatives and people who know you over the past many years. They're anchoring you in this identity. Once you break this, you start to realize that who you are and what you are is very fluid. It's very hard to define, and it cannot be defined by words. You have to experience it. Basically, right, if I don't know, you guys know role-playing games, right? Dungeons and Dragons, huh? If you play role-playing games, right, basically you're role-playing right now. Even Kim Teo right now, every day you're role-playing. You're role-playing your role to all these people who knows you and expect you in that role. So every day you're just role-playing a game, You every day you're just playing that role-playing game. And until you break out of it, you never truly know who is playing the role-playing game. That means you never truly know who you really are. And that has been my quest over the past many years. And that has been the reason why I do the things I do and I live the way I live. Because I must discover that core thing of what I am beyond identities, beyond the hats you wear, beyond social roles, beyond family roles, beyond friendships, beyond social structures, beyond everything man-made and everything external. What is you? It's been my quest. Mabel Tan, wow, I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, Limpeh. I once read that people who have resistance in their life or too much boundaries tend to experience allergies. Not sure how true. Now, allergies is a genetic thing, Mabel. See, this is why I keep saying, no, it's very dangerous. A lot of people cannot differentiate between science and spirituality or science and religion. And then they start to mix all these things and it becomes very dangerous. This is why a lot of people with disease, they should go to they should go to the hospital, and they refuse to go to the hospital and they just pray. That's nonsense. Do not mix science with religion. It's very important. Oh, if you're believing in this thing, then you start to have this kind of health problem. I call that bollocks. In some cases, you may manifest physical anomalies because of the way you think, but it's not all the cases. But people these days, right, there's this, what they call it, just very pseudoscience thing going on. No, hey, being a spiritual person do not mean you switch off your scientific mind. Like I always say, the real spirituality is the hard science of reality. That means the closer you get to the truth of spirituality, the more scientific you become. Like me, I'm a very scientific person because of all my experiences. They are real experiences, not hocus pocus religions. See, this is a very dangerous thing you're saying right here, and this is something I have observed in many places, in many people, that they confuse science, especially medical science, with religion or spirituality, and therefore they do not seek medical help when they need to, and they attribute to spirituality problems that are physical. Wow, this is nonsense. Yeah, allergies is nothing to do with the way you believe in whatever. Okay, allergies is to do with genetics. Okay, allergies 100% genetic, and stress play a part. Right, when you live a very stressful life, it plays a part in triggering your genetic problems. But that problem has to exist first in your genes. This is science. Do not confuse science with hocus pocus. All right. Kim Teo, your subscribers follow you where you go. No, not really. Not really. I have never had contact with my subscribers until the past 142 days. This is a very recent thing. This is in fact a phase of my life. In fact, if you ask me, would this go to episode 1000, or is this just another phase or another lifetime where I'm a live streamer? I don't know. No, this could be just one lifetime, and this lifetime will go away, and then this will stop. Who knows? Yeah. Do not assume that this is the way it was, and always will be. No, I'm not. Even I'm not confident of that. Huh? I have never been in touch with my subscribers. I've never bothered, honestly. I've only started being this close to my subscribers only very recently. I've been YouTubing for what, 5 or 6 years? I can't even remember, 5 or 6 years. But only the past 142 episodes I have any form of direct contact with my subscribers, So Kim Teo, don't assume that my subscribers follow me wherever I go. It's not true. It's not true. My subscribers do not carry who I am. Mavertan, happy to join a live stream today. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, this is a very, very important topic. I'm so glad I get to clarify this, because this is a problem I see rampantly in places like Taiwan, where hocus pocus spiritual or religious thinking has overshadowed common sense and science. It's very dangerous. Brings us back to the dark ages. Brings us back to the times where people get burned for saying the earth is round. Don't repeat those mistakes of history. It all comes from this tendency. Mr. Tokokyomi reminds me of Leslie Chong's song. What song? Wow. Wow, very chim. Mabel Tan. So glad I asked you the question. So glad I'm so glad you asked the question so that we get to share this with everybody else. Because this I'm not answering just to you, no. I know this is a tendency in many people. Everybody secretly have this tendency. A lot of people. I'm so glad I get to clarify this today. Huh? Do not mix up science with hocus pocus. I don't even call those things spirituality anymore because it's pure hocus pocus. Huh? Mint cookie. Oh, wow, ada mania. Mint cookie. Wow, I haven't seen you for a long time. Welcome. And other ways people will attribute spiritual problem to medical science and then everyday eating prescription. They yes, this thing goes both. Yeah, mint cookie. You hit this another very important point. There are people who do it the other way as well. There are problems which are attributed to spirituality, or even simple things like mm, even this is actually a very deep topic. Because first and foremost, right, it's very hard to identify when a problem is actually due to spirituality. Because you know what? Because spirituality tends to add on to your life. Spirituality, I'm telling you guys right now, okay, spirituality is not a must-have in life. Spirituality is like a cup of coffee. You can go without coffee, no problem. You won't feel any difference. Spirituality is a shot. It's a shot of coffee to your life to elevate your life. It is not a necessity to maintain the status quo of life. And the status quo of life, the Creator has created us in a way which we can maintain this status quo of life without adding on to it quite normally and live quite a normal, happy life. So nobody actually needed to become Buddha to feel fulfilled in life or to be healthy. Nobody needed. See, that's the thing. So, which means spirituality is something which the lack of rarely ever creates a real physical problem. Okay, this is according to my own experience. And a lot of people who come to me saying that they have problems in their physical world and physical life because of their lack of or problems in their spiritual life, most of these people I always find it's a mental problem. Most of this. So this is a very dangerous path to go down. To start to say that certain things or certain manifestations in your physical world is due to a lack of spirituality is a very dangerous path to go on, because most of the time that spirituality you're talking about is not real. It's hocus pocus. It's hocus pocus cultish shit most of the time. I realized. Okay, so gotta be very careful. This is a very sensitive area to go into. If you have a real physical anomaly, go to a doctor, and if the doctor tells you to eat certain drugs, you eat. It's very dangerous to assume that this is a spiritual problem rather than a physical problem. In most cases, I found that it's you err on the side of being safe by assuming that it's just a physical problem and just treating it as such. You err on the side of safety. But if you assume that it's a spiritual problem, you're erring on the side of erring on the dangerous side. Oh, very dangerous. Mr. Tokokyomi. Hi, mean cookie. Yesterday came one cookie monster. Today another mean cookie. Mr. Tokokyomi. I can't go without black coffee. Now it's like same. I can't sleep without coffee. I eat. That's why like the first 7 minutes of today's live stream, I was explaining why my coffee cup looks so dirty. You guys know why my coffee cup looks so dirty? Anyone? Any idea why? Anyone can guess Why it looks so disgusting? Why it's so dirty and so disgusting and I don't wash it? Why? Anyone, any idea? Of course, I have a good reason. And I explained that reason in the first 7 minutes where I was basically talking to myself and nobody's responding. Anyone knows why my coffee cup looks perpetually disgusting and dirty? Why? Why? This got to do with this discussion of black coffee with Mr. Tokukyomi. Oh, Watanabe-san! Oh, 俺マニア。お久しぶりですね。元気ですか? Hi, Limpeh, can you talk more about mental health? How do you deal with your depression time? Would you get stuck in some emotional problems? Okay, that's the thing, I think back 1 month ago, I dedicated 3 episodes to just talking about depression and mental health. So there's a lot to go through, but I'm just going to summarize it as this. If you think you have a depression, see a professional. There is no other way. Do not attempt to seek help from your friends and family. In fact, when you feel like you have a depression, they are the people you should just cut and avoid for the time being, and then seek a professional, because these people give you the worst advice. And second, do not delude yourself into thinking that you could overcome it on your own. It's not, because clinical depression is not a mental problem. It is a hormonic problem. Real clinical depression is a physical problem. It's not a problem of your emotions. No. It's not you feeling sad, but you feel sad because there are uncontrollable hormonic imbalances in you. That is what depression really is. Did you intend to be sad when you're depressed? When you feel depressed, do you like it? You didn't like it. Do you want to be that way? You didn't want to be that way. Do you wake up this morning and say, okay, today I'm bored, I just want to be depressed? Could you do that? You can't even do that. That shows that it is involuntary. Involuntary meaning it is a hormonic thing. It's nothing to do with your emotions, nothing to do with whether you're sad or happy. You can have the happiest day of your life with your boyfriend or girlfriend and still be depressed. Yes. And this is what a lot of parents and friends will not understand, which is why they will give you the worst advice in the world and then make it worse for you. You feel more ostracized because now you feel nobody understands you. That's worse. It makes it worse. Always seek professional help. I seek professional help when I was depressed. I had 1 whole year of counseling. I spent a lot of money. I'm sorry. If you get into a state, you have to pay money to cure it, just like you pay money to cure any other illness. It is a illness. It is a very physical illness. Huh? Mr. Tokukyomi, you want to season and marinate your cup with black coffee? No. Why my coffee cup looks perpetually disgusting? This is not my first disgusting coffee cup now. My coffee cups have looked disgusting for as far back as I can remember. Back to the very first coffee cup I ever got is this disgusting. Why? Because I drink like 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day. Whenever I feel thirsty, I drink coffee. Whenever I feel thirsty, I drink coffee. So every time, if you're going to wash in between every single coffee, then you'll be washing this thing non-stop. So it comes to a day where I just simply stop washing. Oh, I just spilled coffee over me. I didn't know that. I thought I finished the coffee. Hold on, I need to clean this up. How did I spill coffee over myself? Oh gosh. This is my pajamas, Oh, I got coffee over the table right now. I thought the cup was empty. Gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, now it's dirty. I wear this to bed, Gonna have to wash this. Oh well. Oh, still quite a lot of coffee. I thought it's empty. Man. 정신 좀 차려, 림페 씨. 왜 이래? 정신 안 차려? The most I do is just this. But I've thought about the seasoning and marinating thing before. Yeah, that just like clay pot, the more you use your clay pot without washing, the better the taste comes out, right? When you cook in a clay pot. I kind of do the same thing in coffee cup. But now that I think back, the real reason is not that. The real reason is just really, I'm just too lazy to wash it all the time in between all day long. Yes, I'm a very lazy and very dirty person. And I don't mind. And I'm not ashamed of myself. Oh, coffee all over. I literally can't sleep without coffee, you know. Watanabe-san, thanks. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate between depression and bad mood. I read this. If bad mood maintains more than 2 weeks, it's time. Okay, Watanabe, if you want to know the difference between depression and bad mood, this is how you know. Okay, depression happens uncontrollably. Usually, there's a trigger. Meaning, in one whole day, you're not depressed all day long, no? Okay, it's very hard to be depressed all day long. Okay, because it's a certain form of hormonic imbalance. There is actually a trigger time, usually around sunset time. Your hormones trigger, and then you fall into a deep, dark place, like you fall into a pit. It's a very stark difference before and after. You can feel before you were perfectly happy, and then boom, suddenly the whole world is dark. That is depression. But if you're feeling like you're not feeling happy all day long, you're just feeling dark, that's just a bad mood. Because depression doesn't work like that. Depression, maybe there's many different forms of depression. I'm no professional either, okay? But in my own experience, the depressive state takes a lot of energy. It's very exhausting. It is, in my experience, impossible to maintain throughout the day. And so that's, to me, the difference between depression and the bad mood. And actually, this, I think a lot of people confuse this. Most people cannot differentiate between depression, a bad mood, and this one. This is a big one. And I suspect 70% of people who say they have depression, they actually is this one. Okay, are you ready? Boredom. They're just bored. They lost their job, they're sitting at home, doing nothing, and they're bored. And when they're bored, they think they have depression. It's different, no? You're just bored. All you have to do is just find something to do, and then you're well again. That's not depression. Depression, real clinical depression, you can find everything in the world to do. You can find a new lover, anything, you will not go away. So, I wouldn't say that if bad mood maintains longer than 2 weeks, it's time to seek professional help. I don't think so, no. First, understand why you're feeling moody. Is it because you're bored? Most people, you're just bored. Get a hobby. I even tell my investment students to get a bloody hobby, because all day long they just stick their face in the market and flatten their nose against the screen. No, that's not the way to make money. You have to first get a hobby, get your life right. Because if your energy is not right, your investment is not going to be right either. I always tell them, get a hobby. Get a hobby. If you still feel it after having a hobby, then there's a problem. Yeah, that's Mr. Tokokyomi. Bad mood comes from anger. Bad mood comes from a lot of things, Mr. Tokokyomi. In fact, most people don't even know if they're in a bad mood. Like I said, most people confuse boredom with bad mood. Most people do not understand really their experience of life. Your moment to moment experience of life, for most people, you don't really understand what's going on. In fact, you need other people to tell you what's going on inside your head, isn't it? That's why psychotherapists and psychologists exist. Because most of the time, when you feel something, you don't really know what you're feeling. So for most people, right, for most less sensitive people, it tends to be male category, but it's not necessarily so, right? You tend to categorize your feelings very broadly. I'm happy or I'm angry. Yeah, and nothing in between and nothing. No, actually, there's many different states that you do not understand within yourself. Mm. And therefore it leads to things like, oh, you're in bad mood because you're angry. No, not true. You can be in a many different kind of bad mood. I would say that bad mood is a catchphrase, for many different negative moods. So there are many different positive moods, and then there are many different negative moods. And this whole negative mood that most people are insensitive to their state in their head call it just generally bad mood. But you have to be very specific, And in order to be this specific, you have to develop a very high level of sensitivity to your life, to your being alive. Most of you, I'm gonna sad to say, most of you have no experience of yourself being alive. I would challenge that most of you feel like your day-to-day existence is more like an automatic robot rather than a life. Yeah? And if you're not alive, you don't know what's going on inside. You have no sensitivity to anything that's going on inside. You're just an animal scavenging for food every day. Yeah, just a robot working what you do every day. That's how 90% of the people are, and therefore when you live like that, you have no sensitivity to what's going on within yourself at all. You don't even know if today the sun comes out or in which direction the sun comes out. You don't even know. Even if the sun came out in the west today, did you know? Did you notice? You didn't notice, Oh, was it a cloudy day? Was it a rainy day? Of course, rainy day you will know. Huh? Was it a cloudy day? Did the moon shine tonight? What was the moon phase? Which direction the moon came out? Or was there a moon at all? Did you know? You don't even know any of these things. Most people don't even know. Most people live in oblivion to their environment. Most people live in oblivion to their external and internal environment. They don't know what world they're living in, and they don't know what state is inside. They live in existence of pure instinct and whim and automated reactions, just like a robot. And in Hinduism, this is no difference from being a ghost. That's why I keep saying, you guys should not be afraid of death. You're very well rehearsed with being dead. Not much difference, to be honest. How you're living your life right now, not much different from being dead. Mr. Tokyo Kyomi. Shishi, good morning. Welcome. Shishi from Barota. With another only 15 minutes on the show, yeah? Mr. Tokyo Kyomi, you need hobbies. Yeah. I think hobbies is the single most important thing that you need in your life, okay? Even if you have no money, prioritize first having a hobby. Your hobby will give you passion. Your passion will give you drive. Your drive will make you money. Okay? Even if you have no hobby, no money, first get a hobby. Hobbies are so important. I cannot overstate the importance of having a hobby. Mr. Tokokemi, you can see some elderly in the void deck staring whole day once they retire. Yeah, exactly. And these people, they have money, but what's the point? Yeah. So in the end of the day, the most important thing in the life is first get a hobby. I literally scold my investment students, right? Say, get a bloody hobby. I just drill in them, get a hobby. It's important even as a professional trader, get a hobby. If you don't have a hobby, do you know that one of my professional friends, he's still the third year running top hedge fund manager of Asia, in the entire Asia, top hedge fund manager. And he's not Singaporean, but he resides in Singapore. Okay, he's Indonesian, but he resides in Singapore. And for him, while he's trading, his hobby is what? His hobby is K-pop. He has 3 screens, but one screen is always on K-pop. Get a hobby. To him, that's his passion. That's his hobby, He loves K-pop. He loves the dancing and the energy. Yeah, even that's a hobby, and he do it side by side with his training. And I'm talking about top hedge fund manager for 3 years running, 3 or 5 years running so far already. Oh, this is how you do it, no? This is how important having a hobby is. Oh, just my hobby is celebrating festivals. That's not a hobby, huh? Okay, you gotta be see. Oh, now I have to address this issue. A lot of people can't even differentiate between what is a hobby and what is a, a festive thing. Everybody loves festivals, but people without hobbies love festivals too. Okay, if you think a festival is a hobby, then it's very dangerous because then you're saying you have no hobby. You have to be very precise. Okay, I keep saying that spirituality is the precise science of reality. Now you have to be, if you are a spiritual person, you have to be very precise with everything in your life, including very precise with everything that you do and think about, that everything that's going through your brain and your experience of life, you have to be very precise if you want to be a spiritual person. That's why I keep saying, spirituality is the precise, now I have to add the word, precise, hard science of reality, of understanding what really is happening. So this is part of it, If you don't understand what is a hobby and what is something you do as a festive, that means you have no hobby. And that's very dangerous. Very dangerous. I think today, right, if I have a message for today, the message for today is just this, You guys really need a hobby. I cannot tell you enough how many people I've seen in the world who has absolutely no hobbies and absolutely no reason to be alive after they're done with their job. And therefore, I see a lot of people who lose their job in Korea, they commit suicide. Yeah, a lot of 40 plus, 50 plus year old people commit suicide. So it's now a social problem in Korea. After they lose their job, they commit suicide because there's nothing beyond their jobs. Get a hobby. Be in love with something. Be in love with life. Be passionate about something that is not your job. Yeah. That's why I don't make this my job. That's not my job now. I don't make money from this thing. Mr. Tokyomi. They don't know what to do once not working. Yeah, I just said, right? Yeah. So, Mr. Tokyomi, so some continue working. Yeah. If they could, some couldn't even continue working, and that is become a problem. Our festives are spiritual and fun. You're mistaking spirituality with festive. I know pujas, all these are spiritual, but there is a dimension of spirituality, and then there's a dimension of festive enjoyment, and both are different and separate. You could be spiritual without the festive enjoyments, but you can never be spiritual only with the spiritual enjoyments, with the festive enjoyments. These are very separate things. You're talking to someone who knows Hinduism more than most Hindu people, yeah? So I'm telling you there's a difference. Do not assume your enjoyment of your festive makes you more spiritual. It doesn't. It doesn't. And also do not assume that if the festive is not interesting, you're not being more spiritual. No. These are very... That's why I keep saying, if you think you're a spiritual person, then you need to strive to be a scientist of reality, of understanding exactly what is the role of everything in the external and in the internal, everything that goes past your external world and everything that goes past your internal world. You have to be very specific in defining what they are, what their role is, what they're doing. This is what most people do. Most people live in a haze like a zombie. They don't know what's happening outside, don't know what's going on inside. They only know when they're happy or sad. When there's 10,000 different things in between, they are not sensitive to it. They don't know what's going on. When you're like that, you're not spiritual like at all. You're spiritual only when you're like a scalpel cutting through the fakeness and delusions of the perceived reality into the core of every phenomenon of life. That is spirituality. Watanabe. So hobby means some people like, some people not interested. Some people say their hobby. Oh, your hobby can be watching movies, because you can in fact be watching movies every day right now with Netflix. Yeah, it is a legit hobby. Yeah. So a hobby can be a lot of things. Hobby is something you're passionate about in your life, in pursuing, in understanding, in doing in your life. Even gaming is a hobby. Okay. But what is not a hobby is something given to you by the outside. Something scheduled for you from the outside is never a hobby, because you have no control over it. Meaning what? Festivals. You cannot say Christmas is your hobby, because it's not something you choose. It's something given from the outside. When it's something given from outside, it's not something you choose and be passionate in because you choose to do it on a regular basis. It's not a hobby. I am aghast at the level of not of inability to distinguish between all these things in life. No, like I am aghast at seeing people unable to distinguish between very core concepts and very core understandings of life. It's disturbing, because it shows me how the zombie-like existence people are living right now, like a zombie. Like that's why I keep saying, no, you guys should never, like, you should never be afraid of death, because what you're doing right now is not very different, just flowing without understanding and complete oblivion to the outside internal world. You're no different from being a ghost right now, not very different. And every night you rehearse the process of going from conscious to unconscious anyways. So actually you're very well rehearsed in the art of dying, and very well rehearsed in the art of existence after death. So you guys should none of you should be afraid of death, to be honest. You're so well rehearsed with dying, with existence after death, because you're now not much different. Yeah. Kim Teo, is it okay to have changing hobbies? Of course, change your hobby from time to time. Of course, it's okay, because in the end of the day, the role of a hobby is to give you passion to explore certain aspects of life. Yeah, it's a hobby. You're exploring something deeply. It's a hobby. After you're done, you move on to the next hobby. I have many hobbies. Yeah, my hobby goes between martial arts and gaming and many other things. From season to season, I change. The whole role is to keep you engaged, passionate, and interested in life. That is the whole role of not gaming. The whole role of hobbies. Okay. When you have no hobbies, you lose interest in life. Right? You become so-called bored every day. Of course, boredom is very, very hard to define. It's a very deep thing again. Like I said, if you're very spiritual, you scalpel through exactly what these things are. No? Okay. Even what people call boredom is many different things. Oh, Mr. Tokokyomi, hobby is like something you're interested in, gaining knowledge and honing a craft at the same time. Yep. Mr. Tokokyomi, yes, Kim Teo, we can have diversified hobbies, but what is your craft? Some might disagree. Spirituality is much more than that. Yeah, in your experience right now, of course, your experiences will be different. Right now, I'm sharing with my experience. Yeah, that you may think that spirituality is many other things. You may even think that spirituality is astral walk, but I'm telling you from real deep spiritual attainment that is none of that. Well, it's up to you. Your experience of spirituality is going to be different at every stage. At the most base state, you may think that going to a temple and offering incense makes you more spiritual. But that's the most base state. But of course, at every state, you'll feel differently about it. Huh? I'm not here to debate about what it is. I'm here to tell you what my experience is, okay? I'm not here to debunk your beliefs either, right? So you don't have to agree or disagree with me, yeah? Just take it that this is something I'm throwing out from my own experience. Mean Cookie, I think my hobby contribute to early aging, but I enjoy it so much. Oh, sea sports, skiing, sea sports, swimming, skiing, all these things contribute to your early aging like crazy. Golf ages you like crazy. Mabel Tan. Is it a problem if I feel less grounded to the physical world after meditating for a few years, such as I feel less emotions most days? I cannot tell you without a first-hand understanding of your emotions, of what's going on inside. I cannot tell you because you may not be you right now. You may not even be very precise in describing your experience as well. So I cannot tell you without knowing what you have been doing and without seeing you physically and knowing you on a day-to-day on a real life basis. I cannot offer you this kind of very personal advice. This can be many things. And without knowing you for real in real life, I cannot offer you this advice. No? This is why, right? There's no such thing as online divination. I'm telling you, all this online divination thing is all bullshit as well, okay? Because without a direct contact with the person's energy, it's just impossible. Kim Teo, Mr. Tokyo Kimi, my craft astrology. Do you even really know what astrology means? Astrology is a science, you know. There are known and famous astrologists in the world, you know. Are you that kind, or are you one of those self-professed hocus pocus believers who think you're an astrologist? Very dangerous. So I think today my message is just this: you gotta get shit right. Understand and be sensitive to your experiences in life and be very precise in understanding and defining your experiences in life. Otherwise, you'll always go down the wrong path. And to me, that is, in fact, that's not what spirituality is all about. That is the first prerequisite step into the world of spirituality. If you cannot define reality, you will not get close to the real inner states of true spirituality. See you guys tomorrow. 부목 잘 보내시기 바랍니다. 내일 다시 뵙겠습니다. 안녕.